Okay, Coach Chat 11. We're going to talk about online coaching and coaching systems today, because online coaching in Australia specifically, America it's been big for ages, but Australia it's really growing at the moment in terms of the number of people who are engaging in online coaching, in terms of even gym pops, powerlifters, crossfitters, and also the amount of people who are providing online coaching services in conjunction with face-to-face or just straight online coaches. So like a little bit of history, I remember you were probably one of the first people, definitely in Brisbane, who did online coaching with Sean, and that was only 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago. And I think, I've spoken about it before that there was, Liz, through RTS.
Yeah.
Webby was through RTS as well.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they went through that system a bit before I did. But then, I think in terms of, sort of the newer stuff after RTS, was, me. I don't know anyone else that was kind of through.
Nah.
No.
I know Thomas Lilly was offering online coaching.
Yeah. But no one was getting it in terms of remotely from Australia, from the States or elsewhere.
Yeah, so RTS was the ones who started it, really.
Yeah, well, Mike's pioneered a lot of things in powerlifting, to be honest, so wouldn't be surprised.
Online coaching, RTE.
Yeah.
Still getting people really fucking strong.
Yeah, getting stronger himself.
Yeah. What made you want to choose an online coach? So being yourself.
Being myself, it wasn't specifically online, it was more the fact that I resonated really well with Sean.
Yeah.
I could just tell from his training back then, like he was someone that pushed himself to the absolute limit all the time, and I could see that. Like he was young when I started with him. He was still a junior, and he was also extremely smart. Like the things he'd done before I went with him, like he'd been to MIT, he'd done all this. I heard stories about him. Like having a dorm that didn't even have a TV, just so he could have time to train and still complete his degree at MIT, which was just insane. I was like, this guy's work ethic's nuts, and just kind of reminded me of myself. So I resonated really well with him. So I just reached out to him as soon as I knew that he had open spots finished. We graduated at MIT, and then we started from there.
Was he producing really strong people at that time?
Well, he was coaching Daniela.
Yep.
I remember he was coaching Matthew Aramoni back then. Blake Barrett, who's now going to Worlds. Yeah, a lot of people that had already been to Worlds. He was good. He'd already had a great handful of lifters underneath him that were really strong. They worked really hard.
Yep.
And also himself.
Yeah.
And I know that he troubleshooted a lot of his own issues on his own.
Yep.
By communicating with other coaches as well, so he knew a lot.
Yep.
While he was under Flex, he was still, as far as I know, doing a lot of collaborative programming for himself with Joey and the Joey sign-off kind of thing.
Yep.
So I knew he was really, really smart.
Yep.
I knew he knew what he was doing, and his work ethic in the gym really resonated with me as well.
Awesome. What were his systems back then? Like communication systems, spreadsheet systems, onboarding systems?
Onboarding was just like, I emailed him a day that I just was like, hey man, interested. I think he would have had less than 10 online clients when I started with him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I knew who he was, but he wasn't near as big as he is now.
No, I knew he was smart, because I read into people a lot, and I see what they're doing, and I'll follow a lot of big names training, and I'll see what they're doing, and I just knew that he was switched on. And I emailed him that day. He responded to me within 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I onboarded that day, and I trained that afternoon.
Under a new program?
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, we just asked a few questions, wrote it up, and then just asked what I had available, and we got started that day.
Nice. Awesome. Has your systems changed over the last 4 years?
Yeah, definitely. Then it was just like, I emailed him personally, just through like the email contact button on Instagram. But now I know, he's got the whole website up, all the coaches that he has.
Yeah.
So it's probably a completely different onboarding process now.
Yeah.
But back then, I obviously don't know because I haven't been onboarded by him in 4 years. But I know it's different because you can tell just by the website and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I guess like the first biggest thing that I noticed with Sean was the communication.
Yep.
Was like I was training the afternoon after we sent like 30 emails back and forth to each other throughout the day, and he was getting back to me instantly.
Yeah.
The whole afternoon.
And that has definitely set up the systems and how you get back to your clients.
Yeah, it's something
Sure.
something that even if it's not warranted that someone needs like technical advice at any moment, like it's still available in a way that just so they know that I've seen something.
Celebrated.
Yeah. Even if something like that was good, sometimes we need to give technical advice. Sometimes we just need to let someone lift and just let them know that we're still watching.
Yeah, exactly. So, I guess over the last 4 years, because you've been involved in online longer than I have, how have you seen things change in terms of programming prescriptions and communications and things like that?
Prescriptions, I watched, kind of watched everyone, evolve from percentage to RPE, but fuck it up. I watched a lot of people
Yeah, we fucked it up so hard when we first did it to see it not work. Overshooting, but that was funny. We laugh about it now.
Yeah, a lot of things, and now the whole using all the tools really.
Yeah.
In a really, I guess, feasible manner. But I watched on the outside because I was still working full time, so I wasn't coaching full time back then.
Yeah.
So I had like 10, 15 athletes that I just kind of had, and I got them all to quite a high level, and then I just started to grow and grow because my name just randomly got in small parts, and I guess I was going every competition that I would go to, there'd be like 5 people with me, and we all would win everything. So I was like, we got stronger, but I had a tiny team. So like the percentage of results that I was producing was phenomenal, but I didn't have a large base to kind of go off. I guess over the time, watching other online coaches kind of come out of everywhere, and we got I think like we've discussed, like coaches that program 4-week blocks, people that do weekly like we do, update weekly, but if you
I'm updating daily at the moment for a few people.
If it's got to be done, I usually just do that through messages like, can you try this or something?
Yeah.
I won't exclusively put it in their program because that's just too much change, in my opinion. Like, it confuses people if we need to do too much. Like, we just leave it, let things sort of play out. That's too much. But I guess if we see the difference between like a 4-week or 6, I still see some online coaches running 12-week blocks. I hear about, really? And there's just so many variables.
So many variables that can change with especially with injury and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Variables can change really quickly. Why do you think some coaches still do that?
It's easy. It's
easy.
That's the other thing. Like, I know a lot of people are trying to get into online coaching now, and they're like jumping into it, trying to move away from face to face.
Don't do it.
It's fucking hard. It's not easier.
Yeah.
If you think it's easier, it's definitely not easier.
Yeah.
You go from corresponding with someone 1 time a week to 5 times a week.
Yep. And when I said daily at the moment for updating, I'm talking about worlds. I'm not talking about normal programs. I'm talking about what's happening for worlds right now.
Yeah, just because the lifting schedule. Lifting schedule's all over the place. It's like, oh shit, okay.
Exactly.
And you gotta fly in.
I don't even know what the equipment's like, so I can't write a taper until I see. Like, I can in my head, and then I can go, okay, what have you got? That kind of stuff to use. Anyway, I'll go back to what we're saying. Yeah, it's easy. Like, I think the biggest thing, because now for me, I was exclusively all face-to-face, and the only reason I've moved online is because of the business and where I need to be sitting in the business, and also how good I am at face-to-face.
Yeah.
I was never going to go online until I knew I could look at it, because I used to look at a video and I knew that I couldn't see what I wanted to see.
Because you can't move around.
Because I couldn't move around. Because I used to be, because I came from a PT background and like group training stuff. I've done it all. I used to move around a lot, and I'd have to see things over and over and over again. And it's not until I've gotten really good at understanding movement and really good at predicting what I could see happen or what I think will happen until I started to move online.
Yeah.
And even then, now that when I moved online, and then I was like, okay, I'm online, now I need to get better at programming.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you have to be really good at programming too, hey?
Yeah, because 100%, it's going to come down to the programming, because, you know, when we look at someone's lifting online, I suppose there's only so much we can see, so much we can give. It's like we kind of have this model of cues and things that we teach someone how to lift, but only, you know, we can't physically grab them. Like some people in person will physically touch them to put them into positions, show them how to get there.
100%.
But
I used to have to do that.
Yeah, but like you know, online, it's really hard to teach someone or show someone something.
Yeah.
Whereas even being able to, you know, face to face, I guess if we're showing someone how to set up a bench, we can literally, you know, they can visually, we can do it for them.
Yeah. So like I remember Tom started online faster than me. And I said, I'm not doing that until I get good at X, Y, Z. And I think that has been really good because I can handle it, the workload now, and still work on the floor and still run business. Whereas, you know, I've even said, you know, I've had a couple of online clients that still train in here, and I've gone, look, I don't think that this is going to be any good, only because I think you'll do better with me face to face.
Yeah.
And it's super important to be able to say that to people. Because I, myself, I'm doing online coaching with a coach in America. I suck at sending videos. I'm shit at it. I hate setting it up. I hate doing the feed, you know what I mean? So like I need to understand for me that that is like, it's got to work because I need it to work. But I need to, as an athlete or as a client, I need to get better at that.
Yeah. A lot of, it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
Online coaching, big time. You know, I've still got like athletes that have been with me for a very long time that still send me their warm-up sets all the way through the whole session. Like,
do you ask them not to, or do you just want to see it? You want to see it?
Yeah. I'll still watch it. Still watch
that...
it, and at this stage, like it's a chat.
Yeah, but do you let them know, hey, you're doing real, like, if they're sending you that because they're worried about their technique or whatever, do you just say to them, oh, it's great, I'd still send them to me, but I'm just letting you know, everything looks great.
Yeah, I'll do that, or I'll just like double tap or something, because, you know, they know. Double tap. I think it's just like more of them doing it for themselves.
They're just letting their coach know that they're training. Yeah. So, I mean, as we just touched on before, like the whole writing out, I listened to a podcast the other day, and those coaches are saying they write out 4-week blocks, but they'll change that 4-week block. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's acceptable, given, and they're changing it if it needs to be changed.
That's not the easier option. That's writing out a 4-week block, which in a perfect world, in a great scenario, things go to plan.
We want it to see. We want it to go.
Yeah, this is what we want to happen, and this is, this is so. And then an athlete can also see an outlook of, okay, this is where I need to be in 4 weeks. So this first week I don't need to go silly. Yeah. That's a good way for them to think like that, and then. You know, in like the perfect world, like I said, then the coach doesn't have to touch the program for 4 weeks. But if something does happen, or there's someone's overshot first week, accumulated too much fatigue, or the second week or something, or they're getting into the third or fourth week and they're just tired and run down and not where the program should have been when it's initially wrote, then I guess that's where they jump in and be like, okay, now I got to prescribe this and change that. Yeah. And that's just, that's also getting to know an athlete as well. Yep. And that someone could write a 4-week block and then be like, okay, this person's still flying, so their time to peak, to get stronger is longer than 4 weeks, so we're going to add another week and then add another week and then so on and so forth until we find out what their ideal block length is and how they respond. Yeah, some people like that. Some athletes like having the program written for them all out
out for them so they understand where they're going.
Yeah.
But I've had online athletes come to me now who were strong, but they didn't get any stronger because they were subjected to only following a 12-week block that didn't change.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that comes down to if you run a 12-week block that never changes, which means probably they're deloading every 6th week or something.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No. That's where you're getting a 12-week block, but how do you actually know that this person only needs 5 weeks worth of training and a week's deload or something?
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't gathered enough data to be able to write a 12-week block for someone you've never met before straight off the bat.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot. The dudes that have been with me the longest are the only ones that I know that for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess what we went over then is also there is a lot of online coaches around now.
It's growing, yeah.
It's growing, it's good. That means that there's more people doing the actual sport or seeking that type of service. Because at the end of the day, being an online coach, you're actually providing people with a service. So there's standards in that service, which is being available and having the program done in X, Y, Z. But I think, one thing to remember is it is not easy.
No, it's not. It's hard, especially when you do. Okay, it might be easy to coach 5 to 10 people.
Yeah.
That's easy to get back to be available, to respond to. But once you get, busy, it's not.
And the level of the athlete too.
Yeah, the level of the athlete, communication. It doesn't. It's not easy.
No.
You're looking after a lot of people at once.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've had 10 people training at once, and it's like, holy shit.
That's stressful.
Sit down.
That is stressful.
Yeah, and you're trying to watch a video and then provide feedback, and then another video comes through and you've provided feedback, and then it's like, shit, okay, I need to go and watch this one before I can even get to this person that sent me a video 5 minutes ago, because this person needs my time right now. Because they are actually struggling, whereas this other person might be a bit more autonomous. They might have been with me for longer. They're just sending me the video for me to watch it or something.
Yeah.
And just realizing that and who you're working with at any kind of given moment. Yeah,
exactly. And I made a joke the other day. I think it was to Meg, because I've been staying up late watching her videos with her, and I was like, man, prepping 10 people for Worlds would be fucking stressful.
Yeah, because it'd be all over the world.
Yeah, because it'd be all over the world and you'd be up all night and stuff. But, those are the things that, if you want to, just choose what you want to do as an online coach.
Yeah, also understand who you're working with.
Who you're working with, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one with communication, I believe.
Yeah.
Who you are working with. Some people want technical feedback for every single set.
Yeah.
Some people don't. So it comes down to just starting to learn to read people and understand what they want from you as a coach.
Yeah, definitely. And understanding their mindset too.
Yeah.
It's harder to understand someone's mindset when they're not in front of you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, when, so I had a couple of conversations the other week with one of my athletes, so I'm really starting to understand her mindset more and more. And at the start, when we didn't know, it was a bit frustrating for both of us, but it's having to go above and beyond and go, okay, and really communicate where you're at on both ends to get the result. When you're with someone face to face, you can see their body language.
Yeah,
you can take them out the back for 5 minutes. You can do the whole pat on the back hug afterwards. You can't do that when you're online.
Yeah.
So if you're an online coach who doesn't respond for 48 hours or 24 hours and your client is someone who is freaking out under the barbell or needs that, then you got to come to that communication level with, okay, what's going to work best based on what my services are and based on what you need out of me.
Yeah, and that's where I guess you're making a decision whether or not you and the athlete are the right fit for each other, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be the perfect fit for everyone.
No.
And some athletes aren't going to be the perfect fit for you. It's just understanding that, being okay with that as well. It's just life. Yeah.
Actually, that is probably one of the biggest things that I've learned with online is that you cannot change the type of... you can change yourself to suit the type of communication they are. But if you don't get along with them or they're not the type of athlete for you, pass them on or just acknowledge that
Yeah.
quickly, or
Yeah,
else you're not
talk
going to
to
get
them.
anywhere.
Just understand what someone wants as well, and then you'll know whether it's something that you can give them or not.
Yeah, exactly. So choosing an online coach. So you went through why you chose an online coach.
Yeah, well, I chose Sean.
Yeah. So you resonate with Sean as an athlete and how smart he was.
How smart he was. The results, obviously, already that he had with just a handful of lifters.
Yep.
Which then I tried to do with just a handful of lifters when I first started. And I did that. Then when I had just that, the team I took to States last year, just my small team that all did phenomenally well.
It was you and us
Yeah.
before you came on. You in States this year or States in 2021?
2021, I wasn't here this year. I was
You're having fun with the boys.
I was in New South Wales.
I listened to a podcast the other day, and one was an athlete, one was a coach. The athlete said that he could only work with a coach who was an athlete.
Yep.
And the coach who wasn't an athlete is one of the biggest powerlifting coaches in the world at the moment. He isn't an athlete, he used to be an athlete. He said that if you're not an athlete and you are a coach, you have to be very passionate about the sport.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And that is like, I wake at night thinking about programming, I want the best, that kind of stuff. I've got to continue to be really passionate about the sport and where I want to see the sport go. Otherwise, I fall behind.
Yeah, 100%. The other thing too is like, as an athlete, a lot of the things that I've learnt and done and, then proceeded to be able to use on other people is from doing it on myself.
100%.
And that's like pushing the limits as hard as I possibly can on things. Understanding why something could be going wrong because I've fucking dug myself into every single hole possible so I can see exactly what's happening with someone.
Yeah, and keep going.
As an athlete, because I've done all that, and that's why I don't think probably work. I could probably work with a coach that's just a coach now.
That's because you know yourself so well as an athlete.
Yeah, and because I'm also a coach.
Yeah.
It's my full-time job now too. But at the same time, I resonate with athletes.
And that's cool. You know what I mean? So for me, my guinea pig has been Sam. I had to really dig deep as a coach to be able to continue to get him strong and put myself in what I think he's feeling and you know what I mean? Like in terms of fatigue and stuff like that, I've really got to sit back and think about that.
Yep.
And be okay to think about that all the time. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know what it feels like. I did compete years ago. I have done a weight cut. I've done all those things, but it's not up to date.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's the big thing. So for me, I really need to keep myself very up to date with how my athletes are feeling and how and what my learnings are in the sport.
Yeah, that should be anything. Like,
should be anyone, yeah.
We should never stop learning as a coach. Once you get complacent, you're gone.
I'm constantly, at the moment, talking to you about podcasts and stuff. The other day, I'm like, I've got to keep learning.
Yeah, because we get into a phase where we're like, we kind of can come off it sometimes, and it's just like like I said to you, like I've had a routine forever that's just like, okay, I'm gonna do this, sit down and watch this, listen to this, or do this.
Yeah.
And I just do it every week, or sometimes I'll do it every day, like because I walk my dog every day.
Yeah.
I just listen to something while I'm walking.
Yeah, and from my perspective with the business, it's been a double-edged sword in terms of time management and being able to put myself on the floor in terms of training.
Yeah.
I've only just gotten to be able to do that up to 4 days a week now. And that is the double-edged sword, is if I didn't do that and I didn't go through the trenches with the business, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Yeah, exactly right.
Do you know what I mean? And that's where people think that online coaching is easy, because then they go and get to train for 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
Steve's sitting on his phone while he's training. So if you're an online coach and you want to put your phone away when you train, and you actually want to get results with people, good luck.
Yeah, it's fucking hard. Not just that, like I don't think people understand as well. Yeah, they think online coaching like this is fancy new thing that a lot of people are doing, and it's easier.
No.
I don't know. Like
It's my
I'm
going
working
off.
from when I wake up to when I go to sleep, and my sleep schedule is not good.
Yeah, and when we're talking about results, we're not talking about results at the local level. We're talking about taking people to Worlds.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
the results we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, this will be the first year that Perth takes people to the Worlds.
Yeah, next year's going to be even bigger.
Next year will be big.
Yeah.
Next year will be very big.
Yeah.
Um,
But we've worked to get that far.
yeah, 100%.
You know, so and anybody can do it. It just takes time.
Yeah, for sure. And then, like I said, okay, I'm gonna go on like people choosing coaches because of also how much they're paying. How
Yeah.
much they pay. A lot of people.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so
a big peeve for me. Hey, how much does your online services cost? So I'm just going to go with this guy because he's $5 less than you a week.
yeah, you have to understand the results that someone's gotten. If you want to be someone that's at the top of the sport that's getting there, someone's got people there already. Then there's a good chance that they're a decent coach and they know what they're doing.
And what does results mean? Winning?
Yeah, lots of
Number
things.
one?
Yeah, winning. Like, do they get along with their athletes? Like, you'd definitely be able to tell if they get along with their athletes or not. Like,
Yeah, we have people coming here and joining here because they're like, you guys look like you're having so much fun.
yeah, I have people that have flown up from New South Wales just to fucking say hello. Yeah, like we've had people fly interstate just to come up
Yeah.
to see us because we get along so well online and they want to be around us and meet us because it's the relationships that we're creating online. Like, I believe some of my best friends now that I coach are online.
Yeah, for sure.
They're
I
like,
can't believe you only just met Danny.
yeah, I know. It was so. I think we both said it was so. What's the word? Like, it didn't feel different.
Nah.
It was just like, you'd think you'd probably get like meeting someone that you'd never met before, but it was just so normal.
Yeah, and gonna go back to results. Like, I've had lifters come to me, and I talked to that before. And one of my guys who just competed, he was stuck in a 305 deadlift for a year or something, 2 years or something. And he just hit 315.
Oh yeah.
I had to figure out what was going on. Do you know what I mean? So there's reasons if you're in a plateau, and our plateau coach chat's coming out this week. There's reasons why lifters are in there. You know what I mean? So choosing a coach based on, okay, can this coach get me out of this, or can this coach get me here?
Yeah.
Has this coach got people to there?
Yeah. Are they going to be able to troubleshoot an issue well enough? Do they love problem solving? Problem solving is so big in when it comes to programming and online coaching. It's probably one of the reasons I love it so much.
Yeah.
We're always dealing with some sort of issue that we need to try and pull someone out of.
Yeah. Well, they're in an issue. That's why they're seeking your services.
Yeah. The other thing, like, if I go back to the cost of services again.
Oh yeah, we can go on that.
So, powerlifting coaches, in my opinion, are severely underpaid.
Hugely underpaid.
Um,
Powerlifting in general.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the sport hasn't been, no one's put any money into the sport in Australia.
Yeah. So if you think about, the service that someone's providing you, especially when they're providing feedback so regularly, you're getting quite a fair amount of their time.
Yeah.
And this is kind of what you're paying for, because you're paying for someone's time, obviously, and their feedback, their analysis of your lifting and everything like that. But then if you break that down into how much you're paying them, it's not much. Like if your session's going for 2 hours a day and you're talking to them for almost that whole session, and you're doing 4 sessions a week.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's nearly 8 hours of correspondence that is kind of you sending videos and getting feedback back and forth. Like, break that down to how much you're paying them per week and figure out how much they're actually getting. Yeah.
That'll stop you shopping.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people think about that. They see one number and then they just kind of go with that and think, no, that's too much for the week. But yeah.
Well, I think I can see where it's going, because online coaching used to only cost about $30 a week, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't at the level that it is now.
And you get an email once a week with a whatever, and you get your 12-week block written.
Yeah, so it was like you're literally getting, someone was putting in half an hour's worth of work for you each week. It's not like that anymore.
Nope, and I can see where the whole of the industry is going, where soon online coaching will cost you just as much as face-to-face.
Yeah, 100%.
Which it should.
Yeah, it should. If
really
someone's
should.
a good online coach and they know what they're doing and they've obviously got the proven results, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Because a good online coach, is someone who does spend 8 hours with you a week. If you're sending them feedback.
Yeah.
If you're engaging in a way that they want to engage with you. So, and that's what we'll talk about with communication styles as well, that you will get the most out of it. The more you put in, the more you'll get out of it.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
that's with anything. So I don't expect my coach to respond to me all the time when I haven't sent a video all week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I'm only going to send one video and his feedback time's 24 hours, he's going to reply to me in 24 hours. But if I start spamming him with videos and his WhatsApp goes off, he's going to start replying to me more.
Yeah, 100%. Because he's going to be like, okay, Kelly's way more invested right now.
She's invested, yeah.
So I'm going to invest in her.
Yeah, but then on the other flip side, I said to him, look, mate, I'm about to go on a whole streak of comps and stuff, and that takes me out on a Monday, takes me out on this day. I'll let you know when I'm ready to come back. Now I'm on 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So having that
Chat.
communication there.
Yeah.
But as Steve said, like he is 100% right. Powerlifting coaches are severely underpaid, and I do see that changing for athletes and coaches who want to be top level.
Yeah, because top levels where it can go either way. You got top level where they're very autonomous, or you got top level where they need a lot. Like my training
depends on where they are at the cycle of training, really.
Yeah, but I'm very, like myself in general, I'm very autonomous in my training. Like I don't need feedback all the time or anything. I just hit what I need and then I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like I said when we started this podcast, I've been working with my coach for 4 years. We've got to where we are based on what we did early on.
Yeah. So would you say from a business perspective then, because I know a few bigger businesses have tiers of coaching. So like, in future I can see it go online coaching going to, the athlete and the coach coming to a decision where how much communication do you need, how much of my time do you need, and then, then the coach saying, well, if you need X hours a week, this is how much it's going to cost you.
Yeah, potentially.
That's just my thoughts. I'm
that's
just
a whole
chucking
other
that
model
out there.
that has to be.
That's a different model, yeah.
Yeah, that would have to be broken down.
I think it's a model that's valid.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, like, powerlifting coaches, severely underpaid per client. We got to work with so many people to earn enough money to survive, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the more people we work with, the less we can give to everyone.
Exactly. And then that makes people work too hard and too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to get this business up and running.
Yeah.
I was on the floor Monday to Friday, 7 till 7 and Saturdays.
Yeah.
If all of those, granted at that time, a large majority of those people were not powerlifters.
Yeah.
If I did that now and every single of that person was a powerlifter, there is no way I could give the service that I'm trying to give.
Yeah. I guess that's like myself. Like people want to be online coaches. They don't realise that I'm working for 16 hours a day minimum. That's if I can sleep 8 hours, which I don't.
Mm-hmm.
From when I get up, almost an hour before I actually have to get up, because I'll respond to everyone that sent me videos while I was sleeping. And then all throughout the day I'm getting videos coming to me non-stop, responding to them all day, through the evening or through to the night till I go to bed. It does not stop.
So athlete, non-athlete, it depends what you're looking for. If you're an athlete, and this is very true, not all athletes are great coaches.
No, they aren't.
No, not at all. If you're a non-athlete and you want to be a coach, like I put off doing what I'm doing now for years, because I knew that I wasn't ready, because I was working the floor so much and I wasn't able to invest the time and effort that I've invested in my skills for programming only in the last year, especially since meeting you. So before then, I couldn't get the results I wanted to. So as being a non-athlete, I had to really work super hard in the background to be able to do that. And then results, if you're looking for a coach, who do they work with? What have they produced? What are their athletes doing? Are their athletes moving well?
Mm-hmm.
Are their athletes healthy? Are their athletes enjoying the game? Are they having fun? That's a big one. Do the athletes talk about their coach?
Yeah.
Do the athletes post their coach?
Yeah, do they get tagged?
Do they get tagged? That's a big one. Like, if the athlete is tagging the coach, they're having a good time.
Yeah, and they're making progress, they're doing well, they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
There's lots.
Communication styles is a massive one. You are a typer.
It depends.
And a talker. Oh yeah, that's right. You used to type a lot though, and now you've moved into talking a lot.
It depends what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Or like if I'm busy, I'll talk. If I'm not, I'll type, because then someone has I'm very good at explaining things through words.
Yeah.
Just because I've done it and read it and taught people just from typing as well. So I'm very good at using analogies and typing things out through words, but I can also speak it really well as well. So it really depends for me just what I'm doing.
I'm a talker.
Yeah.
I have to try and explain it, because with words I get mixed up in what I'm saying, and I think it's probably because I haven't experienced it. So I want to explain what I'm thinking. Whereas I know Tom is a massive typer.
Yes.
I've seen some of the feedback he gives Simone, massive, huge. I could not do that typing. I'd have to talk it out. So I use WhatsApp a lot. I explain things a lot. I'll tell people if I can't get it across, I'll be like, I'll send you a massive voice message tomorrow if it's late at night, and I'm lying in bed or whatever. I'll be like, I'll send you a massive voice message tomorrow.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So if that resonates with you as an athlete and that's good for you, or you're someone who doesn't want to, you might only want your videos checked once a week, understanding what the coach
likes doing. I can't do once a week, I think. It makes it hard for me.
Very in videos.
Yeah. You just get 50 videos or something, 30, 50 videos to go over in one sitting for one person. It's very exhausting.
Yeah. And gender.
Yeah.
There's a lot of male powerlifting coaches, there has been, but the females are starting to come up.
Yeah. I think it's definitely evening out.
Yeah. For some reason, I have a lot of males, bigger males.
Oh, you coach,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just who I resonate with, the big guys, and then you are the small dudes.
Yeah, I got little guys.
Yeah.
Girls.
Yeah.
I've gotten big girls strong before too.
Yeah.
I understand how each sort of body works.
Yeah.
Just from obviously just educating all the time. So it's just obviously who I resonate with. Like my team is just who my team is.
Yeah.
I just haven't had, you have bigger people reaching out to you. I have smaller people. It's just the way that.
It's the results.
Yeah, it's the results. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for the results. Like obviously, I'm probably coaching the whole junior 74 kilo podium right now, and
love that.
Yeah, and I've also coached 66 national champions. The top 3. I've coached all 3 of them.
Yeah.
In Australia, that's open class. So I resonate with that. Got 83s that strong as heck. Like when I coached Danny for so long, he was a fucking monster. I just had these lighter to middleweight men all the time. And then females, like this Dave, the lighter, any sort of, I could probably work with any weight range of female that I've always had produced good results. And that's just been really easy for me, I guess. I just haven't had bigger people, I guess, reach out to me. So, and that's because, results, what I've done already.
That's you as an athlete too.
Yeah, me as an athlete, like I'm a 74 kilo male.
Had 300 kilos on your back.
Yeah, I've had 300 kilos on my back and in my hands. I've benched 400 pounds at 74.
Yeah.
So
Not many people have done that.
No, if you put my training total together, I'm up there.
There was one more thing I was going to go over with choosing a coach, but I can't remember. I guess the big word, don't let price be the guide, please.
Yeah, that's a big
Don't
thing.
pick a coach based on how much they cost. I know that, if the business has got, if the coach has got themselves set up, there should be different tiers of what they can afford, what they can provide you. So, if finances are a problem, which are for a lot of people, and I'm not discounting that. What I'm just saying is, if you're picking a coach, think of all the things that encompass them to being a coach, not just what their price is. Because again, how much they cost, if they're a lot of money, like if it's very expensive, it doesn't actually mean that that makes them good. But if you're choosing you're choosing the lowest tier of what they offer, then you can only expect that from your results.
Yeah.
Because this is a service-based industry, and you will get what you pay for.
Yeah. If you pay someone for their once a month
feedback,
that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, and I think that's some of the bigger companies do offer that, and that's where we'll go into next. Is understand what you're buying into.
Yeah.
So if you go onto a website and you buy a 12-week program that our coach has written, you're buying a 12-week program.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We've got them on our website now. We do offer feedback for them, but it's not a coaching service. They're two different things. So understand that from a consumer perspective, because I think sometimes consumers don't understand that, if they're buying a 12-week program and it's a 12-week block and it's not advertised as, daily or week or daily feedback, don't expect to get daily feedback.
Yeah, for sure.
But on the other hand, if you're a coach and you've sold them that 12-week block and in the thing it says daily feedback via email, reply to your email.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just understand what you're buying into or what it is. And online coaching, for some coaches, it just shouldn't be online coaches. Like, I didn't do it until I was really ready. And some athletes should not be coached online.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess if we go back to the athletes, some athletes won't make good coaches. It's like, if you're an athlete that's going to coach, you need to be extremely passionate about programming and technical things too.
Yeah.
You can't just go and do it because you randomly got strong.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good athletes will admit that they're just they love training, but they don't understand how they move. So they can't really teach it, and that's a good smart person will do that.
Yeah.
They'll be honest and not just try and take someone's money. They don't understand how they're actually moving or what they're doing.
Yeah.
You need to have this love for, I guess, programming, problem solving, being able to work with people, being able to troubleshoot issues. If you don't have it and you're just trying to reap the rewards of getting strong, don't get into an already flooded industry.
It's so much harder to get someone stronger online if you've reached a plateau.
Yeah.
You have to go through their program and sift through it and go, okay, what happened here? Because you can't. Sometimes they might not have sent you videos, or you might not have seen it, or you're not involved in their breakup, or you didn't understand they lost their job, or you can't resonate that they've moved jobs, moved house, or stuff like that. And then all of a sudden they've hit a plateau, and you go, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's harder in that instance, but if they're a member of, if you see them weekly, you get the whole, hey, how are you? Well, this happened.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that you can relate to them a bit easier. So, that's where it might not take as much time.
Yeah. Well, some people are still like that online, as long as they're open, and that's where
you've got to be really open.
That's where you've you know, you've created that relationship with someone, so they are that open with you and they will tell you. You know, I've got multiple athletes that let me know when shit like that happens. I tell them to be as open as possible. Like, I'm a huge part of their life now, so they need me to, you know, I need to know what's going on. I guess it's way more easier to kind of build rapport and establish that relationship with someone face to face than it is online. But I'm very open with that, with my online clients as well. Like, you know, if they're going through struggles, I sometimes will even, you know, just so they know that they're allowed to be open. This is like a place for them to feel free to be able to talk to me, to like let them know about my own kind of things that are going on with myself. Just so then they feel like it's, you know, it's not just them feeling just like blurting everything out to me. It's also like, I understand, like, I'm going through this as well. I've gone through this, or I can resonate because I've done this and that. Whereas a lot of people, coaches won't. They'll just kind of not understand why something's happening, so they won't ask the question of, you know, what's going on externally or something.
Yeah, definitely. Before we finish, one more little topic is athlete autonomy. So I think, you know, as we've talked about, all the athletes are all different in what they need and what they want out of a coach. What do you think is athlete autonomy, and do you think athlete autonomy changes for online coaching or face to face?
Online, for sure. Like, I guess in a way, how do I put it? Like, the athlete can look after themselves more online. That's where they're more autonomous. They know how to read their program and you know, do their program the way that it's prescribed to achieve, you know, a certain stimulus that's going to help them progress. Whereas like face to face, there's not as much autonomy because you're there to be able to tell them what to put on the bar or the way to move or do something.
Or remind them.
Or remind them, a simple reminder to be able to just like step in face to face. You know, we can't obviously be online or available online all the time. You know, we do also. Like
any coach that says they're available 24/7 is retarded.
They're not. It's not 24/7. They're available. A good coach is available quite frequently. Like very frequently, but not 24/7. Like you got to drive home.
We need some part of Sundays too.
Sunday's a big day for me. But just understanding, like athlete online will begin to understand because they're working with themselves more frequently. And then, like I said, like you got the person in front of you is face to face. There's way more that a coach would be able to jump in and be like, okay, do this. Rather than, you know, the athlete, you could be, if we say you're out for lunch, someone's training, you've decided to put your phone away for that whole time, and they've gone, okay, I did this, and they're like, just be like, oh, can you help me? But you can't look. But then, you know, I've read that before, like someone be like, can you help me? But then try and, you know, let them try and problem solve it themselves and see how they go. And then if they go, they learn. If they do well, they learn. If they don't, they learn.
You don't learn without being autonomous, and you don't learn without failing.
100%.
You know, so if you fucked up your warm-ups one day, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
100%.
But if you're an online athlete and you're looking for your coach to tell you what to do every session, then you might want to move face to face.
For sure. I guess that's.
Or Zoom.
Or Zoom.
Or for Zoom.
I guess that's all there is to it. It's just understanding. And you need to fail. You need to fuck up before you'll learn. That's with everything in life. So.
Cool. All right, I think that's enough.
I
think we went over it.
That was plenty.
I hope that helps. End of story. Powerlifting coaches are underpaid.
I guess so.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.